Hello everyone, Manny of the Waste, and today we're building a science facility at Kingsport Lighthouse. I always liked this settlement. It was like my number 2 settlement next to Spectacle Island, just because of its view and vistas and building space. I just never really knew what I wanted to build here, but recently I had designed a free-form hangar that you can really put anywhere you want, but by putting it here I found that I got a lot of ambient noises of the ocean, which was really nice because I was tinkering with robots and power armor most of the time while I was hanging out over here. So it's a pretty simple build, but it is very expensive because it uses the metal kit. Most parts cost 10 steel, but by this time most of us are also filthy rich, and we can afford the 5 shipments of steel that we can get in Diamond City, especially if you're using your cap collector and you're wearing your suit. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the build. I think you're gonna like it. It's pretty cool looking. Like most builds, it all comes down to one piece. In the case of this science facility over here at this island, we wanted to try to get rid of a lot of the trash that you see over here. We wanted it as close to the house as possible, but also having enough room to expand to it if we needed to. So what I ended up doing was taking my first shack foundation and I lined it up as close to this metal staircase railing as I could. I also raised it as high as it would be from back here, and I just did that by putting them down and then putting them there and then finding the height and then adjusting it. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to build it out some, if the kit will allow it. Okay, so now that we have the floors in, I want to go ahead and show off the math of the build. So the front lobby area will be 6 shack foundations arranged like this in a rectangle formation of 3 on top of 3. Okay, now in order to make the hangar, what we do is we extend out the foundation 1, and then we're going to just keep going back as large as we deem necessary, and then we do the same on the other side. This build is special because it has this outside access area, but we want to keep that. So we're going to do something a little special over here when we finish up the floors. Okay, so now what I want to do is go ahead and get into the metal kit and start getting some of these walls up. And then as we do it, we'll plug in our floor pieces and our doorway splitters just to break the room up a little bit. So we got most of the second flooring up, and we also have most of our foundation up to put the rest of our walls. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put a second floor on it, but it's going to be kind of a non-functional second floor. It's going to look more like the building is just 2 levels, and that's going to give us a nice high vaulted ceiling, which is something you would expect inside of a facility or a hangar. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and keep going. Check it out. You can see from the outside, it's looking rather tall. It's got 2 floors, a little breezeway, but then on the inside you'll notice that we got the open ceiling in here, so we've got plenty of upstairs room. And what we're going to do is we're going to do that in here as well. So next thing I'm going to do is extend out my laboratory floor. Pretty much as long as I want, but it'll probably be about 4 or 5 more. That way I can get a couple of power armors across the wall and my robot workstation in the middle. Alright, got our floors in, so now we want to go ahead and do kind of what we did in the front. We're going to go ahead and put our walls, we're going to put a double shack floor around the outer edge, leave the inside open for nice vaulted ceilings. And as everyone can see, we're really starting to take shape in here. I mean, we got the nice high walls, we got our own living area in the front, we got some storage compartments over here on the side. And you know, the beauty about this build is that it's simple, yet it's not too simple. So you can really do whatever you want with it. Every time I built it, and I built it about 4 or 5 times now, it always comes out a little different, and I kind of tweak the design a little bit, namely to where it's located, or namely to just new things that I'm interested in. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get the ceiling on, but we're going to go ahead and keep with the themes and do metal ceilings. But then there's a really cool ceiling that I want to show everybody that we're going to use for the build, and it really kind of makes the inside look warehouse-like. And now that we have the ceilings on, it's looking a lot more complete in here. I like the way that we have the raised ceilings going up the ribs of the building, and they have these small breezeways because I'd imagine it'd be boiling hot in this place. But I'm pretty sure we have air conditioning. I mean, we have infinite power, so why not air conditioning? Okay, so that's pretty much the whole build, and then you get to customize it to yourself. At the bottom, you're probably going to want to add some shack foundations. We're going to do that a little later just to shore up the building, but it's really up to personal preference and how much you feel like hitting your settlement budget. Okay, so I'm about to get some power running here, and I'm going to decorate, and I'll show you guys what it looks like at the end. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the science facility. Like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for more builds. This is Man Faces signing out. Take care, everyone.